We're gamers, we like games, we play games because we're gamers. We've got jobs, we've got lives, this is our hobby. Wait, what? Hello ladies and gentlemen, SuperLute multi-platform monarchy. Today we're doing another Overwatch discussion because I'm running out of ideas. Okay, so in this discussion today we're going to be discussing another damage character because there's a massive pool of them to choose from. So we're going to start with one that I believe is a little bit more realistic than some of the others. This is the most realistic damage. I'll go over that one later when I actually feel like dealing with gathering the raw footage. But for now, we have this lovely lady, Widowmaker. Alright, so she has a pretty short kit. I don't know what her... I'll have to look at her difficulty rating again, but I think it's a 2. So she's moderate difficulty. So her primary weapon is a assault rifle that when you hold down on sights becomes a sniper rifle. Now, me and Fatboy were discussing exactly how this would actually work in the real world because that's the thing, I'm dissecting these characters and seeing how close to real world mechanics they utilize. So we came to the conclusion that her weapon is probably some type of railgun. It is a small electromagnetic cannon that uses a metal sled pushed forward by electromagnetic currents through 3 or more rings of electromagnets that then forces a projectile out at high speed. Considering it leaves a tracer round, it's probably some sort of soft pellet that hits really hard. I don't care how soft something is, you ever whack someone with a feather pillow, it's gonna hurt. Seriously, try hitting that shit, try hitting someone with a feather pillow at Mach 2. That's gonna hurt, folks. I don't care how soft it is. You get things going fast enough, they can go through a freaking brick wall. Seriously, you ever heard of an egg going through a wall after a tornado? Crazy shit. So, anyway, we're off subject. So we're thinking that it's a railgun, and that when it's in assault mode, it's just the sled is going a short distance, firing and then returning, and firing again. So it's not a lot of power, but it fires really fast. And then, as it switches into sniper mode, first the barrel extends. Now, the barrel, I'm going to assume it's not telescoping from inside out. It's a barrel that's over the back barrel, and the sled goes all the way to the end of the barrel, or at least up to the point where it actually releases the round, rather than, you know, the whole thing, because otherwise you wind up with your bullet spinning a lot more than you want it to. Bullet mechanics, ask Fatbub, I have no idea. But that's the idea here. So, there is a percentage counter in the scope when you're scoped in that shows how much power it is, and we theorize that that's actually how close to the back of the firing range the sled is. So if you're firing shots off one after another, you may only be getting 1 ring of acceleration, so you're not getting a lot of power. But if you wait for that 100%, your sled's all the way back, and it's going to launch a projectile at full force. So that's the idea, that her primary weapon uses a magnetic-driven sled. Okay, so on to her other ability, she has a venom mine, which is more or less a sticky venom trap, because she's based on spiders, and it's full of gaseous poison. Every character, even the robot characters, cough, so I'm assuming it's probably some sort of highly corrosive compound, because you don't necessarily need to have it be toxic for it to be dangerous. Seriously, look up chlorine, folks. That shit'll kill you if you're not careful. Don't ever breathe pool fumes. It's nasty. So next ability, her grappling hook, which is incredibly realistic because that's how a grappling hook works. You fire it at an object and it pulls you forward. Now I think hers is closer to a real world grappling hook because there's a longer delay between when it actually fires, grabs, and then pulls. So she's not dealing with like 60 G's of force that can technically rip your arm out of its socket. See Matt Pat's hook shot videos. But yeah, no, so those abilities are pretty realistic. And then her infrasight, which is essentially allows her teammates, this is her ultimate, which allows her teammates to see the opposing team. That kind of makes sense because all the heroes on one team are on a closed radio network so they can all hear each other. So it kind of makes sense that she could essentially just post a radar feed of where the opposing team's forces are while jamming the opposing team's force ability to see them as well. I don't know exactly how it would work, but it's not super high tech. We have stuff like this now. You can see through walls with the right kind of technology. So, that's just, I think that's all pretty realistic. So let's get into her personality since we spent forever on her toolkit. So Widowmaker is cold, calculating, and callous. She wasn't always like this, but Talon made her like this by lowering her body temperature, which is why she's purple in her normal appearance. Obviously, I have a different skin that's closer to her natural appearance. But I'm getting sidetracked again. So they lowered her body temperature, which also slowed her heart rate. No, they lowered her heart rate, which also slowed her temperature. I'm going to look at the lore and find out. We'll put that here, which one it is. But no, so that has also affected her emotions because your brain's reaction speed is also tied to how calm or crazy you are. If her brain's running really slow, she's going to think slow, but she's going to be more methodical. Because when you think slower, you can make decisions better because you're not reacting quickly on impulse. Which is why I'm a terrible sniper. So the character's personality is calm, cold, and calculating and precise. Hence her phrase, one shot, one kill. But in all reality, it's closer to 5 shots, 1 kill. See my video. But no, so now we get to her actual play style. With her, you need to be precise, time your shots, but aim fairly quickly because if you don't aim quickly, someone's going to snipe you in return. Bada bing. I do not aim quickly, which is why I prefer shotgun-style weapons. Because I can't aim for shit. That's me, though. That's not you. If you're a good sniper, keep doing it. Play Ana, play Hanzo, play Widowmaker. If you're not a good sniper, go with a melee player. Anyway, next thing we're getting into. Just how realistic is Widowmaker? Well, we take her lore into account, and we take her weapon systems into account, her ultimate ability, her play style, and honestly, apart from her ultimate, which is somewhat of a mystery, and all ultimates are a bit of a mystery unless they're super mechanically developed, I think she's pretty realistic. I would almost rate her 9 out of 10 for realism. The only thing that isn't super realistic, dead ass. Seriously, look at that thing. But no, in all seriousness, she's pretty darn realistic. I would wager the only thing that isn't is her ultimate. Like I said, ultimates aren't realistic. And the fact that lowering her body temperature has also made her a psychopath. I don't think that's exactly tied to body temperature. So those are the only 2 things holding her back from a 10 out of a 10. If she wasn't so cold, she would be a 10. Wink, wink. But yeah, no, that's been my discussion on Widowmaker. I hope y'all leave me some sort of commentary in the background there. Check out the down below. Don't forget to look at the multi-platform monarchy. As I've said in previous videos, there is like 200 videos or so. No, 600. 600 videos at least between us. I'm at like 250. Beppo's probably approaching 400. And I think Cap topped out a little over 200. Don't forget to check them out. And while you're there, check me out. I post videos 3 times a week. I try to keep it consistent, but because of my work schedule, sometimes I wind up being a bit of a flake. But apart from that, yeah, I post fairly regularly, so hit that notification bell, like and subscribe. And yeah, I'd like to wish y'all a good night and good luck.